There are cameras everywhere today, and a lot of those cameras have artificial intelligence involved in them, and maybe you should be using one in your business. Today, on Small Business Daily, we're going to interview a guy who knows a lot about AI and cameras. So this is Randy Kirk, and I'm going to be interviewing Frank Wei, and he's I think the president, right, of NUUO US. Tell us a little bit about NUUO, Frank.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, Randy. You definitely had the best YouTube channel, recently for the small business. I think this is definitely be awesome. It's my honor to really be the interviewer of today's topic. So NUUO, we were actually established in 2004, so being in business for 17 years. Well, we are the global leading manufacturers for artificial intelligence systems. We're specializing in security cameras, access control, software, deep learning analytics, storage. So it's a turnkey solutions. And we're a public traded companies, and we have 17 offices globally. One thing that really makes us proud is we're proudly manufactured in the United States for all our server storage. I think that's definitely going to be the trend and provide a better security and peace of mind for all our customers in North America.
So Frank, I used to have a 25,000 square foot warehouse when I was in the manufacturing world, and we definitely had, lots of security systems and things going on, but I sold that company almost 14 years ago. I suspect things have changed a little in the last 14 years since I was doing it. What would you say is the biggest change? Today, we're going to be talking mostly about the interior, normal kinds of camera setups and the exterior cameras. What would you say is the biggest change in that last 14 years?
I think the biggest change for the last 14 years is people now can use their data, the security camera videos, more wisely than just passively trying to find those incidents over hours of hours review. That, for example, like when you say you have a 25,000 square feet warehouse, maybe someone just broke in, some bad guys tried to break in your office during the weekend, but there's 48 hours during the weekend. You just don't know when, right? So you have to review the footage, watch the videos for 48 hours, and hopefully you can find that guy, if you have your security system working well. But one thing that you can really do more efficiently right now is the deep learning analytics, which we call the AI. They actually will be identified only when people and vehicles show up at your facility, and you actually get a bookmark for that specific time frame. So even that's actually a 48-hour time zones, but it might be only 3 incidents when people or vehicles show up at your parking spaces. And right. That's really the key, is to reduce the review time during the playback video and reduce the false alarm. Like if you want to get like a alarm company, right? Probably a lot of small business owners, they have this experiences before. Hey, I just got ABC alarm company call me, but it turned out to be just a cat or a dog just passing over my facility, and they just call me, hey, Mr. Randy, you have to come back to your office right away. You got the alarm being, but it turned out to be a cat. But now it actually turned into more specific. The AI will be able to analyze the videos to bring up those valuable items for you, either people, vehicles, or even those valuable items inside your company. I think that's the biggest differences.
I see. Yeah. Now you were showing me, and I think we'll hopefully have some clips maybe that we'll include in this conversation today. You were showing me an exterior video where there was cars coming and going, there were people coming and going, and you were somehow training the AI to be able to determine, are these good guys or bad guys or something like that.
Yeah, man, the technology really advances for the past 5 years. Probably a lot of you guys have heard about the deep learning. The AI technology probably established back in 1970. So it's not a new technology. But the problem with traditional AI is you can very active. You can very quickly to grow the accuracy to about 60 to 70%, but you kind of stop from there because that's where you need the coders, the engineers to write every exceptions for each scenario. And there's no way engineers can catch up all the different scenarios with the video you have. But the deep learning technology really helps us because now you need a lot of times to ramp up that big data because you enable the algorithm, you enable the program to learn by itself. But once it's reached that breaking point, it can jump to 80 or even 90%.
Wow.
So that's the biggest differences with the deep learning technology that's been booming for the past 5 years. With definitely a better hardware, right? With the GPU from NVIDIA, with Intel, they have a better processing power. So now that enables the machines to learn by itself with this deep learning algorithm. I think that's definitely going to be the future trends with a lot of big data that we have. And the security videos are actually one of the biggest big data a lot of people they have in their business, but they seldom use them.
Right. So you were also talking about companies that have parking lots or have a lot of people coming and going. They can use a license plate identification or something to eliminate a guard checking people as they go by.
Yeah, that's really about automation, right? Especially, in this post-COVID age just coming in, a lot more business are thinking, how am I able to use, my office as my warehouse more efficiently, right? You may get into a hybrid working model. But one thing you can definitely do is using the software, using the system to do a lot more automation. So you can make your office personnel more efficiently. For example, like you mentioned about the parking gates, a lot of big business parks, they hire the 24/7 security guards over there that they have to do in the check, if the vehicles is the employees actually working here or not. Now you can use the AI to identify that license plate, and you can create a database with the blacklist and the whitelist, of the license plate of your employees. And if the AI identifies that's actually the employees working here with your license plate, check, the gates will open automatically. And if you have any issues, you don't have to worry about, am I stuck or not? There are actually cameras that enables a two-way audio that you can speak with the cameras, and there will be someone in the office will be able to help you. And they also got videos of you and your vehicles on site as well. So it just been very, very efficient now, and you don't have to, worry about the security guards. Sometimes they may, call sick. They may have, some new guys, they don't understand the procedures. Now everything will be very automatically done, through the software system. And I think that's really AI can help improve the post-COVID working environment.
Now, when you were showing me these videos the other day, one of the most fascinating parts was, I might be wrong about this because I actually started my life in the security business, Frank, about 100 years ago.
You told me that.
But I haven't been involved in it for a very long time. But I think it was an interior office situation, and was it some kind of a bird's eye view?
Yes, yeah, that's traditional security cameras. They have basically two types, right? One is a dome camera, mostly used for interior offices. The other one is bullet. The reason why bullet is used for the exterior spaces because you can zoom in with more longer distance. You will be able to get those vehicles or those objects in a longer distance because the design of the camera. But the latest technology right now enables what we call 360 fisheye cameras. So the actual size of the fisheye camera, just like the palm of your hand. So it's just one camera with one lens, but you will be able to cover all your interior offices with one camera. And that leads to a big cost savings because for you to cover your interior offices, like if you're talking about 4 office rooms, you also got break areas. you usually need maybe 3 or even 4 cameras at each corner. So those dome cameras will cover the whole areas. But now you only put in one fisheye camera, 360, in the middle of the office, but you actually covers everything else inside the room. The cabling and the installation, you're saving from 4 cables to 1.
Right.
And the cost of cameras, one fisheye camera is definitely much cheaper than 4, dome cameras. So you're saving both labor and the equipment as well. From our software side, we have a patent technology we call fisheye dewarp technology. So even though the fisheye cameras give you one 360 view, we were able to dewarp the videos to give you 4 individual views. So just like you're getting it from 4 dome cameras. So you don't have to worry about you miss any details of that facility for you.
Wow, yeah, that was very cool. Yeah. One of the other things that we talked about the other day, Frank, is in this COVID-19 environment, people are wanting to check their employees and vendors and customers and et cetera coming into or out of an enclosed facility. And you have some kind of a system of automated temperature checking or something like that?
Yes. Actually, it's what we call the thermal imaging solutions. This technology is not new at all. For our companies, we've been providing this thermal imaging solutions to we call the CBP, the border control, over between the Mexico and US, Arizona, and also we also got the Calexico and Mexicali. They're using it to kind of detect if you have any foreigners, they try to break into US border without detected. So those thermal imaging is being used for a long time, and it's actually very accurate, especially in the nighttime. But since the COVID, started hitting in the United States last year, we're thinking about how we can really use that thermal temperature scanning to help the business, especially those essential business. Like we work with Amazon, we work with all the different logistic companies. Last year, they need to keep their factory open. They have to keep their logistics open. So we're turning to that thermal imaging solutions from a large, the big cameras looking like maybe 100, 200 yards, to turn into one single solution, turnkey solution that you can detect the temperature. You can also get the videos of the personnel that with their faces. So you can actually tie in both of them together, and you're actually putting in one single solution with a panel that you have the LED light building as well. So it actually works under the low light environment. And the best thing of this solution is now you take off the personnel has to stand in front of the front office and using a handheld gun to take in temperature from each person. Because that's actually a very dangerous job. Probably Randy, you don't want to be in that position too, that's definitely being not ideal. And it also enables the business to really optimize their workforce, right? You don't want to have a person just at the office and start taking temperature for each person. And another big thing of this, we call the thermal imaging, temperature scanning with the facial recognition solutions. It actually ties in those temperature check record with the personal space. So like, for example, if you have a workers' comp claims, they're saying, hey, I want to know some employees, Bob, they just submitted a claim. They say they got COVID because they come to work. They want to get some compensation. Now you will be able to go to the system and select Bob, and now you can pull in every single time when he walks into the building, all his temperature record. So you actually provide that data and show the workers' comp company saying, hey, every time he comes here, his temperature is fine. So we were doing our due diligence to protect our employees. And also, maybe he's getting, his COVID because he's barbecuing with his neighbors during the weekend. That's just a lot of things now the company can have the data, and that can protect them from all the potential claims because of the COVID. So I think that Excel sheet to really keep all the temperature records with the employees, that's going to be very beneficial for the HR departments and for the company sakes.
Yeah, so we watch these movies on television, the futuristic movies, or even now the movies about police departments or private investigators or whatever using these sophisticated AI things, and it seems all futuristic. But the truth is, it sounds like the average business owner in Southern California or around the country. You guys are international. 17 offices, I think you said, around the world. So wherever you are today, folks, if you are looking for improving your security or being able to automate the systematic way of checking temperatures on your employees or increasing the security on your internal office space, it sounds like AI and deep learning has really taken over the camera world, Frank, and that you guys are, as you say all the time in meetings that I've been with you, you are the leading edge, I think.
Yes, definitely. And another thing I do want to add over here, Randy, the technology is really here. And the technology is fully compatible with your existing infrastructure. I think that's really the key. You know, NUUO, we started as a software integrator. We write a specific code for each individual camera brands, each camera manufacturer, so we can combine their cameras, protocols, their videos into our platform. That, like you said, the leading edge competitiveness is really allows us to take over your existing infrastructure without changing the cameras, the cabling you probably already invested. All you have to do is really just to get our AI servers and the AI technology, and we can take your existing video feed and you start getting those AI advantage for your business. I think that's really the big cost savings and the most effective way to phasing the AI into your business without costing you much of money.
Well, that's, again, based on my experience. I had multiple warehouses over the years, and then again, that larger manufacturing facility. We were always very concerned about not only the security with regard to outsiders coming in and potentially damaging our property or stealing merchandise, but also from our employees walking off with things. So we were very interested in making sure that we had that kind of security. Frank, it's been fascinating having you here today. And if folks want to get in touch with you, we have a link down in the description below. All you got to do is click on that link, and it'll take you right to a form to fill out to have Frank or one of his employees give you a call, and they'll come out and analyze your situation, or analyze your situation even today. It could be done like this by Zoom, or and figure out just what it is that could impact or upgrade your company to have a much better security system that doesn't end up getting the police out and charging you for false alarms, and doesn't cause you to have to come out in the middle of the night to find out that there was a dog running loose. so Frank Wei of NUUO, I'm excited to have you here today, and we're going to have you back tomorrow because, folks, there's another whole level, and you've seen this stuff maybe in sci-fi stuff too, but it's here now, and that's this whole level of facial recognition and how you can use that to actually increase your business and to offer better customer service. Well, I don't want to spoil all the good stuff for tomorrow, but we'll have Frank back tomorrow. And until then, this is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily.